Have you ever woken up at 3 a.m., eyes wide open, heart ticking a little faster, and no matter what you do, sleep just refuses to come back? You check the clock, sigh, maybe even get up and wander the house for a bit. Sound familiar? Well, you're not alone. And it's not just a quirky part of aging either. There's a reason your body seems to pick the exact same time, every night, to play this little game. Studies show that nearly half of adults over 60 experience sleep disruptions, many of them waking up around the same time each night, often between 2:30 a.m. and 3:30 a.m. It's so common, in fact, that sleep researchers have coined it early morning awakening insomnia. But what's even more surprising? In many cases, it's not your age, your medications, or even your bladder that's fully to blame. It's your bedtime habits. And it's not just inconvenient, it's disruptive to your health, mood, and brain. Let me ask you, have you ever jolted awake at 3 a.m. with no clue why? Do you lie there in the dark, thinking about everything from what you forgot at the grocery store to something your neighbor said in 1993? Let me know in the comments. What do you do when you're wide awake at 3 a.m.? Do you get up, pray, watch TV? We've all got our nighttime routines, and some of them might be silently making the problem worse. Today, we're diving deep into a struggle most seniors experience, but few people truly talk about: the 3 a.m. wake-up cycle. We're going to look at what's really happening in your body when you wake up in the middle of the night, the bedtime routines that might be silently disrupting your natural sleep rhythm, and the expert-backed strategies that can help you start sleeping more soundly without needing pills, harsh sleep aids, or complicated routines. Because quality sleep isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It affects your memory, your mood, your balance, your blood pressure, even your immune system. So, if you've been silently struggling with early morning awakenings, or you've started thinking, maybe this is just how it is at my age, I want to gently challenge that idea. You're here because you want real solutions, and that's exactly what you're going to get. Just before we go deeper, if this topic is already making you feel seen or heard, I'd love to invite you to be part of this community. This is Live Well Daily, where we share honest, practical tips to help you age with strength, clarity, and peace of mind. One small step at a time. If that sounds like something you'd enjoy, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you don't miss our weekly videos. We talk about everything from sleep and energy to memory, mood, and the gentle shifts that come with aging. And let me know in the comments, what's been your biggest sleep challenge lately? Your story matters here. Why waking at 3 a.m. happens more in older adults. Let's be clear, waking up at 3 a.m. isn't just about aging. It's about how your body changes with age and how your habits either support or disrupt those changes. Think of your sleep like a symphony. Every note, your hormones, your breathing, your body temperature, your thoughts, has to come together in rhythm. But as we get older, the timing can get a little off. Here's what we know. 1. Your internal clock shifts. As we get older, our body's natural sleep-wake cycle, called the circadian rhythm, starts to drift. It's like your body used to run on a smooth, predictable schedule, and now it's ticking to a slightly different beat. You might notice yourself getting sleepy earlier in the evening, maybe even nodding off during a late TV show. But then, come 3 or 4 a.m., you're wide awake, staring at the ceiling while the rest of the house sleeps. One big reason for this shift is that melatonin, the hormone your brain releases to tell your body it's time to rest, naturally declines with age. And with less melatonin in your system, it becomes harder for your brain to stay in deep, uninterrupted sleep. So instead of gliding through the night in a peaceful rhythm, your body might finish a sleep cycle early. And without enough melatonin to guide it back into the next one, you wake up. Not because something's wrong, but because your internal clock is running a little off track. And if you've ever found yourself lying awake at 3 a.m., feeling alert but confused as to why. This shift might be the quiet culprit. 2. Medications and health conditions can disrupt sleep. Let's face it, by the time we hit our golden years, many of us are taking more pills than we ever imagined. From blood pressure meds to cholesterol drugs, pain relievers, or sleep aids, these medications help us manage important health concerns. But sometimes they come with an unwanted side effect. They quietly interfere with our sleep. Some medications, especially diuretics, which are often taken for high blood pressure, can lead to frequent bathroom trips in the middle of the night. Others can affect your REM cycle, making your sleep feel light, restless, or fragmented. Then there are the health conditions themselves. Things like arthritis, acid reflux, nocturia, the urge to urinate at night, or even mild sleep apnea can keep your body from settling into a deep sleep. And if you're tossing or turning at 1 a.m., it's no wonder you're awake at 3. Even something as subtle as a drop in blood sugar can jolt you awake, especially if you're managing diabetes. Your body senses that it needs energy, and in trying to wake you up to fix it, it leaves you lying there, alert and frustrated. And the tricky part? Many of us don't even connect the dots, because we've learned to just put up with it. But these disruptions aren't just annoying, they're messages from your body, asking for a little support and balance. 3. The brain becomes more sensitive to stress. Here's something many people don't realize. The brain's stress response becomes more reactive as we age. That means anxieties, worries, and even subtle emotional triggers can jolt us awake more easily, especially in the stillness of the night. You may not feel stressed during the day, but your brain might still be processing emotional noise long after your head hits the pillow. And at 3 a.m., with no distractions, those thoughts get louder. But here's the good news. This doesn't mean you're broken. It doesn't mean this is just how it is now. It simply means your body's needs are changing, and some of the things you used to do before bed may no longer be working for you. In fact, they might be quietly working against you. Now we're going to look at those habits, the ones that sneak into your evening routine and set you up for a 3 a.m. wake-up call. Let's dive into the 5 bedtime habits that may be silently stealing your sleep. We will walk through each of the 5 bedtime habits, what they look like, why they cause problems, and how seniors can gently replace them with better alternatives. Habit 1. Using screens right before bed. Let's start with a big one. TVs, tablets, phones, anything with a glowing screen. Now, I get it. Watching a relaxing show or scrolling through your messages might seem harmless, but those glowing screens give off blue light, which suppresses melatonin, the hormone that helps you fall and stay asleep. Your brain gets confused. It thinks it's still daytime, so it doesn't enter deep rest as easily. That's why, even if you do fall asleep, your body is more likely to wake up mid-cycle, usually around 3 a.m. What to try instead? Set a screen curfew. No screens 1 hour before bed. Replace screen time with an audiobook, light music, or gentle stretching. If you must use a screen, try blue light filters or night mode. Remember, it's not about cutting out enjoyment, it's about letting your brain power down properly. Habit 2. Eating too late, or not at all. This one surprises people. A big meal right before bed can lead to indigestion, heartburn, and poor sleep. On the flip side, going to bed hungry, especially for those managing diabetes, can lead to a blood sugar dip around 3 a.m., waking you up suddenly. Many seniors unknowingly skip dinner or have very light meals, thinking it'll help sleep. But when blood sugar drops, your body releases stress hormones to wake you up, and that often lands right around 3 a.m. What to try instead? Have a light but balanced dinner at least 2 to 3 hours before bed. Include a small protein plus complex carb combo like oatmeal with almond butter or a slice of turkey and whole grain toast, if needed. Avoid spicy, greasy, or heavy foods late at night. Balance is key, not too heavy, not too empty. Habit 3. Drinking too much liquid in the evening. Staying hydrated is crucial, especially as we age. But drinking large amounts of water close to bedtime can fill your bladder just in time for it to nudge you awake at 3 a.m. And here's the kicker. Once you get up to use the bathroom, your body shifts out of deep sleep mode. And for many, that shift is hard to undo. What to try instead? Drink plenty of water throughout the day, but begin tapering off after dinner. Avoid caffeine, alcohol, and high-sugar drinks in the evening. Use the bathroom right before bed, even if you don't feel the need. Hydration matters, but timing it right makes all the difference. Habit 4. Taking your worries to bed with you. Here's something we all do at some point. Climb into bed, close our eyes, and suddenly remember everything we forgot to do, every decision we regret, or that one thing someone said 5 years ago. When we don't offload these thoughts before bed, they come back louder at 3 a.m. because the brain isn't distracted. Seniors often carry emotional loads silently: grief, worry about kids or health, fears about the future. These thoughts can spike cortisol, the stress hormone, and disrupt sleep cycles. What to try instead? Keep a worry journal by your bed. Write down your thoughts before lights out. Try box breathing or progressive muscle relaxation to calm your system. Establish a short wind-down ritual: soft lighting, calming tea, soothing music, or prayer. You don't have to silence your thoughts. You just have to empty your cup before bed. Habit 5. An unstructured or inconsistent bedtime routine. Your body thrives on rhythm, even in retirement. When bedtimes vary widely from night to night, your brain doesn't know when it's supposed to shut down and repair. For many seniors, daytime naps or dozing off in front of the TV throws off the internal clock. Then at night, sleep becomes lighter and midnight wake-ups become more frequent. What to try instead? Set a regular sleep and wake time, even on weekends. Limit naps to 20 to 30 minutes and not too late in the day. Build a pre-sleep routine that signals to your body it's time to rest. Consistency teaches your brain when to rest and when to rise. It's not rigid, it's restful. So, after everything we've unpacked, what's the one technique that sleep experts say consistently helps older adults reset their 3 a.m. wake-up pattern? It's something called sleep anchoring. And it's surprisingly simple. Sleep anchoring is about training your body to recognize a stable, predictable rhythm. It involves 2 core habits: waking up at the same time every morning, yes, even if your sleep was rough, and creating a wind-down anchor every night, a repeatable cue that tells your brain it's time to shut down. Here's why it works so well. Even if your bedtime shifts a little, waking up at the same time helps realign your circadian rhythm over time. The body learns when to feel sleepy and when to stay asleep. And your anchor, whether it's reading the same short passage, sipping the same herbal tea, or playing the same piece of calming music, becomes a psychological signal. A cue that tells your brain, you're safe, it's time to let go. Sleep specialists have found that consistency is far more important than duration. In fact, according to the Sleep Foundation, one of the most effective non-drug strategies for insomnia in seniors is behavioral consistency, especially morning wake-up timing and evening wind-down routines. Even if you're waking at 3 a.m. now, anchoring your sleep in structure and safety helps your nervous system calm down. It might not fix everything overnight, but within a week or two, most people notice. Fewer early wake-ups, shorter time to fall asleep, deeper rest when they do sleep. What this means for you. You don't need to overhaul your life. You just need to anchor your sleep with gentle, consistent cues. Wake up at the same time every morning, even if you feel groggy. Choose 1 or 2 calming rituals at night. No screens, no overthinking, just quiet signals to your body that sleep is coming. Over time, your brain starts to trust that rhythm, and the 3 a.m. wake-up? It stops feeling like a fire drill and starts feeling like a fading memory. So, let's take a deep breath and gently recap what we've learned today. If you're waking up at 3 a.m. night after night, you're not broken, you're not alone, and you're certainly not doomed to a life of restless nights. We've uncovered the truth that aging doesn't have to mean losing sleep, but it does mean that your sleep needs shift. And sometimes, without realizing it, your bedtime habits shift too, in ways that silently work against you. We talked about the natural changes in your body's rhythm as you age, how stress, medications, or even blood sugar can hijack your rest, and most importantly, the 5 bedtime habits that might be contributing to those wide-eyed 3 a.m. moments. Let's quickly recap those. Screens before bed. Blue light is sneaky and keeps your brain awake. Unbalanced nighttime eating. Too much or too little can trigger early wake-ups. Drinking too much too late. It may be hydration, but with side effects. Going to bed with a noisy mind. Thoughts deserve to be heard, just not at 3 a.m. No set routine. Your body loves rhythm. When it has one, it knows how to rest. And we wrapped it all up with the sleep anchoring technique, a powerful way to retrain your body and mind to settle down, stay asleep, and wake refreshed. Because real rest isn't just about how many hours you get. It's about creating the right environment, inside and out, for deep, uninterrupted sleep. So, give yourself the gift of consistency, a wind-down ritual, a steady wake-up time, a little compassion for where you are in your journey. Because trust me, peaceful sleep is still within reach. Now I'd love to hear from you. Have you been waking up at 3 a.m. lately? Have you noticed any of these habits creeping into your evening routine? Or maybe you've already tried a few tips that helped. If so, share them in the comments. Your story could be the very thing someone else needs to hear tonight. If this video gave you something helpful, would you do me a kind favor? Tap that like button. It really helps others find this message too. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe to LiveWell Daily, where we talk honestly about aging, wellness, and how to live with more peace, purpose, and good sleep. Until next time, take care of yourself. Be gentle with your mind.